The Battle of Waterloo, a turning point in European history. The Battle of Waterloo, fought on June 18, 1815, was not merely a clash of armies but the culmination of a complex web of political intrigue, military strategy, and personal ambition. It marked the final chapter in the long and tumultuous saga of the Napoleonic Wars, which had engulfed Europe in conflict for over a decade. In this comprehensive exploration, we delve deep into the events leading up to Waterloo, the intricacies of the battle itself, and its far-reaching consequences that reverberated across the continent and throughout history. Introduction to the Napoleonic Wars. The Napoleonic Wars were a series of conflicts fought between the French Empire, under the leadership of Napoleon Bonaparte, and various coalitions of European powers. Spanning from 1803 to 1815, these wars reshaped the political map of Europe and left an indelible mark on the collective consciousness of the continent. At the heart of these conflicts lay Napoleon's relentless ambition for territorial expansion and hegemony, which sparked resistance and opposition from neighboring nations. Napoleon's rise to power. Early life and military career. Born in Corsica in 1769, Napoleon Bonaparte rose from humble origins to become one of the most formidable military commanders in history. His early education at the military academy in Brienne and later at the École Militaire in Paris laid the foundation for his illustrious career in the French army. Political maneuvering and the French Revolution. The tumultuous years of the French Revolution provided Napoleon with the opportunity to ascend the ranks of power through a combination of skillful maneuvering and opportunism. As a young officer, he distinguished himself in the defense of the revolutionary government against counter-revolutionary forces, earning acclaim and promotion. The Grand Coalition against Napoleon. Formation of the coalition. As Napoleon's power and influence grew, so too did the concerns of his European neighbors, who viewed his expansionist ambitions with alarm. In response, a coalition of nations, including Britain, Austria, Prussia, and Russia, united against the French Empire in a bid to contain and ultimately defeat Napoleon. Initial clashes and setbacks. The early years of the Napoleonic Wars saw mixed fortunes for both sides, with Napoleon achieving stunning victories at Austerlitz and Jena, while suffering setbacks in Spain and Russia. The ebb and flow of the conflict tested the resolve and resources of all involved, leading to shifting alliances and changing fortunes on the battlefield. The lead up to Waterloo. Napoleon's return from exile. Following his defeat and abdication in 1814, Napoleon was exiled to the island of Elba, where he remained until his dramatic return to France in March 1815. Seizing the opportunity presented by political instability and discontent with the restored Bourbon monarchy, Napoleon rallied support among the French populace and reclaimed power. Allies' preparations and strategies. Meanwhile, the Allied powers, alarmed by Napoleon's return, swiftly mobilized their forces and formed a new coalition to confront the resurgent French Empire. Under the leadership of the Duke of Wellington and Field Marshal Blücher of Prussia, they prepared to meet Napoleon's forces in a decisive showdown. The battle unfolds. Terrain and weather conditions. The battlefield at Waterloo, located near the village of the same name in present-day Belgium, presented both challenges and opportunities for the opposing armies. The undulating terrain and inclement weather would play a significant role in shaping the course of the battle and influencing the strategies of the commanders. Tactical decisions and engagements. As the day of June 18 dawned, the two armies drew closer to one another, each preparing to unleash its full might in a bid for victory. The initial skirmishes soon gave way to full-scale combat, as thousands of men clashed in a brutal contest of firepower and resolve. The role of commanders. Wellington's defensive tactics. Recognizing the importance of holding his ground, Wellington deployed his forces in a strong defensive position along the ridge of Mont Saint-Jean. From this vantage point, his troops could repel Napoleon's attacks and withstand the onslaught of the French cavalry. Napoleon's aggressive maneuvers. Undeterred by the formidable defenses arrayed against him, Napoleon launched a series of bold and audacious offensives aimed at breaking the Allied lines. His mastery of maneuver and surprise kept the Allied commanders guessing and forced them to react swiftly to his ever-changing tactics. Blücher's Prussian reinforcements. As the battle raged on, the timely arrival of Prussian reinforcements under Field Marshal Blücher proved to be a decisive turning point. The Prussian army, having regrouped after earlier setbacks, launched a fierce counterattack against Napoleon's right flank, threatening to envelop his forces and turn the tide of battle in favor of the Allies. Turning points and pivotal moments. The charge of the British cavalry. One of the most iconic moments of the battle came with the charge of the British cavalry, led by Major General Lord Uxbridge. Despite facing heavy fire from French artillery and musketry, the British horsemen pressed forward with courage and determination, striking fear into the hearts of their adversaries. The arrival of the Prussian army. As the day wore on, the relentless pressure exerted by the Allied forces began to take its toll on Napoleon's army. The arrival of Blücher's Prussian army on the battlefield further exacerbated the French Emperor's predicament, as he found himself caught between two converging Allied forces. Aftermath and impact. Political repercussions. The defeat at Waterloo spelled the end of Napoleon's reign and ushered in a period of political upheaval and realignment across Europe. The victorious Allied powers convened to redraw the map of the continent and establish a new balance of power aimed at preventing any future resurgence of French aggression. Socio-economic consequences. The aftermath of Waterloo saw profound socio-economic changes as Europe grappled with the legacy of war and the challenges of reconstruction. The devastation wrought by years of conflict gave rise to new movements for social reform and political change, as people sought to build a more stable and prosperous future. Legacy and historical significance. Waterloo in popular culture. The Battle of Waterloo has captured the imagination of artists, writers, and filmmakers for generations, serving as a potent symbol of heroism, sacrifice, and the triumph of the human spirit over adversity. Its depiction in literature, art, and cinema has ensured that the memory of Waterloo endures as a defining moment in European history. Lessons learned from the battle. From a strategic standpoint, Waterloo offers valuable insights into the importance of leadership, planning, and adaptability in warfare. The successes and failures of the commanders involved serve as cautionary tales for military planners and historians alike, reminding us of the complexities and uncertainties inherent in the conduct of war. Conclusion. In conclusion, the Battle of Waterloo stands as a testament to the enduring legacy of the Napoleonic Wars and the indomitable spirit of those who fought and died on its blood-soaked fields. It was a conflict that shaped the destiny of nations and reshaped the political landscape of Europe, leaving an indelible mark on the collective memory of mankind. Unique FAQs. What were the long-term consequences of Napoleon's defeat at Waterloo? The defeat at Waterloo marked the end of Napoleon's ambitions for European domination and paved the way for a new era of peace and stability on the continent. How did the weather conditions at Waterloo impact the outcome of the battle? The rain-soaked fields and muddy terrain of the Waterloo battlefield posed significant challenges for both sides, affecting troop movements and the effectiveness of artillery and cavalry. What role did diplomacy play in the lead-up to Waterloo? The diplomatic maneuvering and negotiations between the Allied powers were crucial in forming the coalition against Napoleon and coordinating military strategy. How did the Battle of Waterloo influence subsequent military tactics and strategies? The lessons learned from Waterloo, particularly regarding the importance of terrain and defensive positioning, have informed military doctrine and strategy to this day. What monuments and memorials commemorate the Battle of Waterloo? Numerous monuments, memorials, and museums across Europe pay tribute to the soldiers who fought and died at Waterloo, ensuring that their sacrifice is never forgotten.